Hello guys, and welcome to another Grey Skies Dark Waters. Following on from the first episode, and yeah, we did quite a bit. We explored the house. We talked to Robert and Gus. Is it? I've actually forgot the first guy's name. I'm sure it was Gus. So we've got that's not the right one. We've got, right, I shall load back up again. Yes, back where we started, back in the parking lot. And let's have a look at the to-do list. Yes, it was Gus, luckily. So yeah, we did get WD-40 to unstick the gate. That's how we've got here now. We asked Gus about the addition form and asked Dad about the feather. So we still have to look for more of Dad's journal, figure what's up with the box in Merle's room, find Dad's phone, ask Violet about the gin, and ask Merle about her drawings. So we got to this point where we could even walk to the volunteer shed or walk to the memorial wall and all back home. So we did. I looked at that. Looked at the sign. Right, which way should we go, team? Which way? Memorial wall or volunteers? Let's go to memorial wall. Right. Apologise if I sound a bit nasally. It's got a bit of hay fever / cold. So, but I think it's more hay fever. So we've got memorial wall is over there, so we'll have a walk over.
It was mostly my mom's friend Sasha who got this wall put up in honor of Mom, but so many people have added stuff to it. You usually see memorials for people who have died, but Mom never was a churchgoer. Still, the sentiment's nice.
That sounds just like him.
Picnic tables.
They hold camps here in the spring and summer so that kids can learn about food chains and wildlife preservation. Kids of volunteers got to go for half the regular price, so we all went every summer until we aged out. Mom would pack us a lunch, and we'd eat it here with all the other kids. Always the same thing: an apple, a clementine, and a PB&J. She was creative with plenty of stuff, but not packed lunches.
I think I found Dad's phone.
Someone dropped their... Wait, isn't that Dad's?
Returning Robert's phone has been added to Lina's to-do list. Awesome. That's fine. So we've done picnic tables, we've done the memorial wall. Is there anything else we can do? Walk to soccer fields. Let's go to soccer field. We'll do this side, and then we'll come back, and then we can do other side as well. So yeah, what I got from the first one: we are Lina, and we are in search for clues, looking for I believe our mother's disappearance. There's some bits over there as well. Let's have a look at this, and I'll have a look at that on the floor. That could be useful.
Littering is still one of my worst pet peeves. Probably because I'd have to pick up trash with one of those litter sticks whenever I volunteered with Mom. Do people have any idea how annoying it is to pick up 50 energy bar wrappers in a row?
So yeah, it's just a case of going round looking at different things and trying to piece things together.
This place could use some new equipment.
It looks quite nice to me.
Mom and Dad used to bring us here every Sunday when we were younger. All the other families would be at church, and we'd be out here playing with crab and swinging from the monkey bars until we fell. I always forgot about everything else when we were doing that.
Right, let's have a look at this. Question marks. Some voice recorder, USB voice recorder. We can play it.
Image.
IMAGE.
Good. Spooky.
SPOOKY.
Right. Mistook.
MIST.
Merle, I have to tell you something sad, okay?
What?
Crab died while you were at school today.
Crab died?
Yes. He had a heart attack while I was taking him out for a walk. He died very fast, not much pain. I'm so sorry, love.
What happens to dogs when they die?
What do you think happens?
No, I asked you.
Well,
What's this one?
Mommy, why do you have a bag in the back of the car?
because I'm going somewhere after I drop you off at school.
Oh, is that because it's almost summer?
Yes.
So you're going to go away for a while again?
Yes.
Where do you go every year?
Just north.
Like, how north? Washington, D.C., New York City, or all the way to Canada?
The North Pole, sweetie. Past Canada all the way to the North Pole.
You're making a joke.
Yes.
Does Daddy know you're leaving?
So this is a recording of actually, sounds like Lina's voice. Actually talking with her mum before she disappeared. So I think they're in the car now, taken to school, and then that was it.
Oh, then I will.
Ask for a ride home from one of your friends, okay?
Okay.
Right, yeah, listen to that. So, yeah, that's what it sounds like. It just sounds like a very, very young Lina's voice.
No dogs? Nobody ever paid attention to this.
Oh, Merle. So look at the goal.
When we were little, Mom made Violet and me sign up for the kids' soccer team because she thought it would be good for us. We just sat on the sidelines and made daisy chains.
Look, this last bit of litter, and then we'll speak to Merle. Or Merle. Oh, look at that one.
All the teams in the local kids' soccer league are named after birds. Merle's is the pocket-sized pelicans. They should fire whichever coach picked that name.
Pocket-sized pelicans. Right. Let's speak with Merle.
You're not supposed to be out here by yourself.
I was bored, though. No one wanted to do anything with me.
Yeah, you could have asked.
You could have asked me. I would have played with you.
Except you're the worst at soccer. You can't even kick the ball right.
Oh, screw you then. I was trying to be nice, and then you go and take me. Right. I'm not great, but I'm not that bad.
Not true. I'm not as good as you, but I'm not awful either.
Whatever. I kind of like practicing by myself anyway. Then I can do whatever I want.
As long as you're safe practicing by yourself. So, are you ready for your next swim meet?
Duh! We're gonna kick the other team's butts! I'm gonna be and then they'll be like... After all, they don't call me Sharknado for nothing.
They call you Sharknado?
Yeah, it's my team nickname. I picked it after that movie. You know, the one with the sharks and a tornado.
Who let you watch Sharknado?
Vi did, while she was babysitting once. Vi lets me watch all the cool movies, like The Sixth Sense, which Vi says was made by Mr. M.
You know, I used to be just as good as you on the swim team.
Yeah, I've seen your ribbons and stuff. How come you don't do swim team anymore?
I'm more interested in other things now. I have to take care of you, or it was never something I wanted to do forever. I'm more interested in other things.
Oh, I don't know. I'm more interested in other things now. Books, school.
But I'm interested in other things. Soccer, dancing, music. Does that mean I won't want to swim when I'm older?
No, Merle. Of course you might still swim. It's all up to you. You get to do whatever you want to keep doing. Maybe all those things, maybe none. Sometimes you just see things differently as you get older.
Oh, okay. Is it like how you used to be able to hear birds talking, but now you can't?
Yeah.
I think it is like that. I wish I could still hear them. What do they tell you?
Little things mostly. Chickadees talk about the weather, whether it's going to rain or not. Ducks talk about people food and whether anyone will feed them, and where they'll get it. Sometimes I hear owls at night. The owls go hoo hoo, but what they're really talking about is hunting. Seeing a mouse and swooping down, and bam! They make it sound so yummy.
Yes, I remember. Do you remember what today is?
Today? It's the first day of the new year. Why? Did I have chores to do today?
I actually thought that you were going to say ducks to talk about food. It's all they seem to. It's all they seem to do. Yeah.
Don't you remember? Mom has been gone for a year now.
Oh,
Are you okay?
yeah. I didn't forget. Not having a mom anymore is weird.
So I take it Merle is a sister. Uh,
Do you think she'll ever come back?
Duh.
I don't want to be like, oh no, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'll click that.
I want to believe she'll come back too.
Then just believe it. I do.
You don't want to say, oh, I've got to. You don't want to click about being dead when you're on about.
What do you think happened to her? Merle?
The birds say things. Maybe she...
Maybe she what?
Sometimes I see her. By the shore. Here, at the park.
Oh, good, yeah.
I believe you.
Thanks.
Explain to me what you mean.
You know how there are always swans swimming near the beach here? Well, she's one of them.
You mean she's actually a swan?
Yup.
Yeah.
I got that sense too. They look like her. The swans, I mean.
Yes, they're so graceful and they have such pretty necks. I'm glad you understand.
I am too. You did those drawings in your room yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to ask you about them.
What do you want to know?
What is the thing with the feathers? Or why did you draw Dad speaking with the birds?
Why did you draw Dad speaking with the birds? You, I could understand, or me, or even Vi or Gus, but Dad?
Because he tries to. Haven't you ever noticed? And he pretends that the birds are talking back, except they aren't, because they can't understand him.
Yeah.
Dad's just a bit of a dreamer. Nothing to worry about. He does get lonely, though.
I know he does. Why is he so lonely? He has us.
Maybe he wants to hang out with people his own age, Merle bird. Anyway.
What is the thing with the feathers? That's that.
What is the thing with the feathers?
That thing? Oh, I was... Okay, you can't tell Daddy, alright? I was playing in Mommy and Daddy's bathroom about a year ago. I tried on a little bit of the perfume that Daddy gave Mommy that she never wore. The one that smelled like honeysuckle. And I sprayed some of Daddy's shaving cream in the sink just to touch it. Anyway, I heard someone come into their bedroom and I thought I was going to get in trouble. The door to the bathroom was open, so I hid between the door and the wall. When I put my eye right up to the crack, I realized it was Vi. She went into their closet. I wanted to leave, but I couldn't because I knew she'd hear me. Then she came out of the closet wearing this white dress. The one in my drawing. She looked so pretty. This was before Vi's face got all dark and sad, so she looked happy to be in the dress. She spun around in front of the mirror a few times and the feathers flew out to the sides like little bits of dandelion. Then she took it off and went running downstairs. So I snuck back out of the bathroom and creeped down to my room.
Wait, you actually saw that?
That's what I said.
About a year ago? Before or after Mom disappeared?
It was... before, I guess. Yeah, because I stopped going into Mommy's bathroom after she went away. It felt even more like I was doing something bad.
I don't know what to make of that. These are really good, Merle. I didn't realize you were this interested in drawing.
I'm not really interested. It just makes my head feel less flip-floppy.
That's a solid reason to keep doing it, though.
Makes my head feel a lot less flip-floppy.
I'm going to go, okay? But I'll come talk to you again later.
Right, so now we've done that, we should... Yep, ask Merle about her drawings. So now we need to find Violet. Where can we go?
All the teams in the local kids soccer league are
Yeah, we've
named
done that. Right, so back to the memorial park. Oh, we can go to, in fact, no, we'll go to the shore. Let's walk to the shore. Is there anything about sea glass?
I wonder where this came from. How far it traveled to get here. Merle's right. One of them is a lot closer.
This beach is maintained in honour of Bernadette Simmons, beloved wife of Henry Simmons, who disappeared in 1918. Henry never remarried. Alright.
She disappeared? Maybe it's worth asking around about her. Dad might think it's weird if I ask, and Violet and Merle probably wouldn't know anything. But Gus might know.
Right, asking Gus about Bernadette Simmons has been added to Lina's to-do list. Right, so now we need to ask Gus about that. I think that's it.
I wonder what it would have been like to be the first people to see the shore. And what was the weather like? Cold and gray like today? Or green and easy and full of promise?
These drawings are incredible. This just artwork, and it's absolutely incredible. You never normally see this in a game.
People say that the woods around here are haunted by a witch who was burned at the stake in Avon County. I looked it up, though. No one was ever killed for being a witch in Virginia.
Right, so let's go back to the house, give Daddy's phone back, and then we can head, and then we'll talk to Gus as well. We'll get that out of the way, and then once that's done, we can head to the volunteer shed. So that side is done. And then, yeah, to the volunteer shed on this side. Back home. Right. And we are back. So, yeah, inside. Seems a random bit to have a garden there, so you've got to walk right round. You'd have it at the side, wouldn't you, and a path. But that's just me. So I've just gone the wrong way, but never mind. We'll walk through. Into living room, and there we go. Speak to Robert. Did I say Richard? Robert.
You were looking for this, right?
You found my phone? Oh, thank God. I was afraid I dropped it down the sink again, or that Wait. Where did you find this?
It was in Willow. Well, I can't lie. Yeah.
It was out in Willow Creek Park.
I was afraid of that. Why were you out there? It's frigid today. Never mind that. Just tell me. Did you look at the text messages?
No.
No.
Okay. Good.
Why are you asking?
Was there a reason why I shouldn't have looked?
When one finds other people's personal possessions, one doesn't go rifling through them. Does one?
Usually not, but...
So you did look. Why?
I didn't. Shit. Damn it. Clicked the wrong thing. I wanted to make sure it was yours.
I wanted to make sure the phone was yours.
You figured that out quickly, I'll surmise.
I mean, there are 2 texts from me, which I remember writing. Who is Sarika Bakshi?
She's my co-worker in the lab. Sarika's a bit of a hard-ass.
Dad!
I mean, difficult to work with.
Why were you texting Sasha Williamson?
She texted me first.
Were you visiting the memorial wall again?
I was. But I just wanted to see what everyone was saying about her, what they were leaving on the wall. What do you think when you look at it? The wall, I mean.
I feel an urge.
I feel energy. Something pulling me forward, telling me to keep looking.
I wish I had your conviction. But I'm too old for that kind of energy now. Or maybe I just never had the potential for it. Anyway, I'm sorry you saw those texts. One, because because Sasha doesn't think highly of me, as you probably noticed. 2, because she texts like a middle school girl.
So he's saying he's got no energy, but I'm pretty certain he's been holding that book in exactly the same place throughout this whole time.
Did you ever talk with that reporter?
That Johnson woman? No, of course not. Someone else must have done it, although I don't know who.
Might as well ask up question.
Did you get to have a drink with Jack?
I wish I had been able to. I'm far too busy for that kind of thing. I haven't seen Jack in, 6 months. I'm no fun to pal around with anymore.
Far too busy holding the book. Right, well, there's your phone back.
Well, there's your phone back then. Glad I could return it to its rightful owner.
I am too. Imagine the field day that Johnson woman would have if she got a hold of this.
Get back to work holding your book.
I'll let you get back to work.
Right, so let's find Gus. Let's find Gus and ask him about stuff. Have you heard of Bernadette Simmons?
Hey Gus, got a question for you. Do you know anything about Bernadette Simmons?
Bernadette Simmons. That name sounds familiar, but Can you tell me some more?
She was Henry Simmons' wife.
Oh, her. Yeah, now I remember. The beach at the park is named after her, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, yeah. I do know a little. I checked a book on Avon County history out of the library last year. Did you know that in 1869, crabs rained out of the sky?
Seriously?
They'd been swept up by a freak tornado, then deposited on the town. The book said that everybody thought it was the apocalypse. Raining blue crabs. Anyway, Bernadette Simmons. Henry Simmons married her after he'd gotten rich and started building Tintagel. He just showed up one day with her and was all, "This is my wife, everybody!" Which was weird because no one could figure out where she was from. You'd think Henry Simmons would marry a Rockefeller cousin or something, but no. He married Bernadette. Apparently, people in Abbott's Landing started thinking that she was a witch from New Orleans because she was so strange, and she had a bunch of miscarriages. Then, she just disappeared. The case was never solved.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
A little, I guess. Why'd you want to know?
I saw Bernadette's name on that sign on the beach while I was out walking earlier.
Yeah, I know the one. You had never been curious enough to look it up before?
I am a busy girl, my darling brother.
But you never... Okay. You're right. You are busy. I'm not, though. So I don't mind being your encyclopedia.
Good. I wouldn't want anybody else to be my encyclopedia. All right. That's all I wanted to know.
Do you know anything about a diary of Dad's?
You wouldn't happen to know anything about a diary of Dad's floating around here, would you?
Diary? What? No.
Yeah, you're lying.
Okay, you're lying.
How'd you know?
Because you paused before you said anything, and you wiggled your eyebrows a little bit as you were talking. It's called a tell.
I know what a tell is, but do I do that every time I'm trying to, cover up the truth?
Probably.
Oh, darn it. I'll have to practice my poker face. Anyway, look under my bed. There are some pages there. You can read them, but give them back when you're done.
Where did you find them?
They were in Dad's briefcase, and they looked interesting, so I took them. Are you going to tell him?
A good no. But stealing isn't right.
No. But it isn't right to take people's things.
Hey, you're the one who's asking for them. And I bet Dad never intended for you to read them, so isn't that kind of like you're taking his stuff too?
Point taken. Thanks for telling me, Gus. I appreciate it.
No problem. Amateur detectives always help each other out, right?
Getting the pages from under Gus's bed has been added to Lina's to-do list.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
That's a quick task to do that.
There it is.
Right, October 28th. Either I've gone crazy, or I've discovered something incredible. I don't even know if I can describe it accurately, but I'll try. I know I want to remember this. Last night I went out to Willow Creek Park to take some water samples. All of us on the contaminated water team are taking samples, hundreds of them, in order to collect a wide range of various points around the state. It was late, around 11, and I wasn't supposed to be there. The park officially closes at 9. I was in a working mood, though, and it's an easy enough matter to climb over the fence, which is only waist high. The moon was almost full, so I had no problem in seeing. I was taking my first samples when I noticed the swans, and here is where I struggled to reconcile what I saw with the rules of reality. A flock of swans flew in and landed in the shallow waters near the shore. The flap of their wings against their body made the whistling noise so characteristic of the tundra swan. I looked up and saw them coming closer and closer to land. That was the first odd thing, that they would all get so close to the shore. Then, as they reached the sand, their bodies began to shift, to mould into something else. They became, I do not know how else to say this, or say it, human. Their feathers slithered in a heap to their feet, and these creatures stopped to pick them up and carry them in their heads. Very weird. They had not seen me. I was hidden behind a rock, and so I continued to watch. There were 5 of them, 2 men and 3 women. They were naked. In the moonlight, their skin was a pearly white, and their hair was dark and long. They were all so slender, their bones jutted out, and their necks were long. They spoke to each other, but I was too far away to hear the words. After a few moments, they put their feathers down in a thicket of trees and walked into the forest, each going a separate way. I waited an hour for them to come back, but they didn't, so I left. I would have liked to investigate the feathers, but I didn't want them to know I'd been nearby. Now it feels like a missed opportunity. This is what I've seen. Reading over what I've written, I doubt myself again and again. There must have been some kind of explanation, some piece of puzzle I was missing. But this is what I've seen, underlined. I can't get the image of these creatures out of my head, out of my mind. October 29th. I returned to the park last night and waited until 2 AM, but I saw nothing. Perhaps they don't come out every night, or perhaps I thought I saw them, but my medication has been the same for years now though, so the idea of it suddenly causing this kind of abnormality is alarming. If I had changed brands, or started taking a different dosage, or forgotten to take my pills for several days in a row, but none of those ifs are true, and so can't be judged to have impacted the situation. I could hardly concentrate as I drove to the Envirocope offices to perform the nitrogen load tests. When it began to rain, I forgot to turn the wipers on until the windshield was swimming with little torrents of water. I'll go out again tonight, and if I don't see them, then I'll assume that was all foolishness. Right, so some pretty weird going on. Some very, very weird goings on. But yeah, so we've got some weird swan people. Very, very strange swan people. But yeah, we shall head. I've just walked the long way around. So, we've got what we got left. I'll have a look to do. More of Dad's journal. I don't know how much there's going to be, but could be quite a bit. Figure out what's up in with the box in Merle's room still, and ask. So, when we get to the volunteer shed, I think that's where. Oops. I think that's where Violet's going to be. So, I shall leave it there instead of going out to the volunteer sheds now. I'll start that again. That could be another episode beginning. We've done quite a bit. We've found some more pieces of Dad's journal. We found his phone. We spoke to Gus about the drawings. We spoke to Merle. In fact, we spoke to Merle about the drawings, and we spoke to Gus about the what was it now? What did we speak to Gus about? I've actually forgotten. What did we do now? It's on the to-do list. We spoke to Gus about Bernadette Simmons. That's what we did. So we spoke to Gus about Bernadette Simmons, and we spoke to Merle about her drawings. So next episode we'll go through the volunteer shed. No doubt Violet will be around there, so we can ask her about things, and hopefully we'll get some more pieces of Dad's journal. But yeah, until next time, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. It's quite a good thing to do. I'm enjoying it. It's something different. It's hard to get your head around. It was making my head hurt last time. But yeah, so far so good. We'll see what other things we get up through next time. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Remember, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more of these, and comment below anything else you want to see me play, or if you didn't enjoy this video, why you didn't enjoy this video. It's always helpful. But yeah, once again, thank you. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.